What if Zoro never joined the Straw Hats? Imagine if back in episode 2, Zoro simply said no to Luffy's offer. Would the crew still make it to the Grand Line? Today we are going arc back from Orange Town to Wano to see where Zoro truly saved the crew and where he wasn't needed. Let's begin from the very start. Orange Town arc. After Luffy saves Zoro, they reach Orange Town and face Buggy the Clown. Zoro helps a bit in the fight, but honestly, Luffy and Nami could have handled Buggy's clown show on their own. So even if Zoro wasn't around, this arc wouldn't change much. The crew moves forward just fine. Next stop is Syrup Village. Here they fight Captain Kuro and his crew. Zoro helps to protect Kaya and takes down Nyaban brothers. But I think Luffy and Nami could have handled things with a bit more effort. So again, Zoro's not much important here. Next, they move forward to Baratie, where Zoro fights Mihawk and gets defeated, which becomes a turning point in his journey. But aside from this duel, the real threat is Don Krieg. Luffy and Sanji defeats him. Zoro fights a bit, but because of his injury, he couldn't do much. So here also the crew would have survived without him. Next up is Arlong Park. Luffy is trapped underwater and Sanji has to break the stone to save him. But someone had to hold Arlong back, and that was Zoro. Even while badly injured, if Zoro wasn't there, Arlong could have stopped Sanji and finished Luffy in the water. So yeah, without Zoro, Luffy dies. This is the first arc where he's needed. After entering the Grand Line, they go to Whiskey Peak, where the crew gets a warm welcome, but it's actually a trap. While everyone's asleep, Zoro figures it out and handles the threat alone. He slices through 100 bounty hunters like it's a warm-up set. If he wasn't there, the entire crew would have been ambushed in their sleep. So again, Zoro was needed here. After this, they move forward to Alabasta. Now here, Zoro's role is very important. He takes down Mr. 1. If Zoro hadn't defeated him, Mr. 1 would have gone straight to Crocodile and helped take down Luffy. In fact, Luffy probably wouldn't survive the final battle with Crocodile if Mr. 1 was also there. So yes, Zoro was very important here too. Next up is Skype arc. In Skype, Zoro fights like the rest of the crew, but doesn't have a game-changing role. Luffy fights NL and defeats him. So even without Zoro, the crew will probably survive. The plot wouldn't change much. Next up is Water 7 arc. After reaching Water 7, the crew starts to break apart. Usopp leaves after fighting Luffy and things get really emotional. That's when Zoro steps up and reminds Luffy, "You are the captain. If you don't act like one, who will we follow?" It shows why Zoro is the wise captain. But the crew wasn't in real danger here. So we can move on to Enies Lobby. While going to Enies Lobby, Zoro cuts the sea train in half and saves everyone. If he wasn't there, the train could have crashed and the Straw Hats would have fallen into the sea. Next up is Enies Lobby. This is where Zoro steps up again. While Luffy is fighting Lucci, Zoro faces Kaku and defeats him. The most important thing here is Kaku had the keys to Robin's handcuffs. If Zoro didn't win, they wouldn't have freed Robin, and all of this would have been for nothing. This is another arc where Zoro played a very significant role in the crew. Next arc is Thriller Bark. After Luffy beats Moria, Kuma shows up to take Luffy's head. Zoro steps forward and offers his life. He then takes all of Luffy's pain. Remember that legendary nothing happened moment? If Zoro wasn't there, Sanji would have had to take the pain. But let's be real, only Zoro has that kind of insane endurance. Now, no hate to Sanji fans, but Zoro was absolutely necessary in Thriller Bark. Next arc is Sabaody Archipelago, where the crew faces Pacifistas. Before getting killed by Kizaru, Kuma steps in and sends everyone flying into different places. So honestly, even if Zoro was there or not, the result stays the same. After Sabaody, we have Marineford arc. Zoro isn't even in this arc. Luffy does everything for Ace on his own. So yeah, with or without Zoro, the outcome stays the same. Now finally on to the time skip. After the time skip, the crew reunites and then they head to the Fishman Island. There, Zoro almost kills Hody with a clean slice. But Hody survives and even manages to capture Zoro later. In the end, it's Luffy who finishes Hody Jones. So yeah, Zoro wasn't really needed in this arc either. Next is Punk Hazard. Zoro does have some fights, but the real focus is on Luffy, Law, Caesar and the kids. Zoro doesn't play a big role in the story here, so not much changes without him. Next is Dressrosa arc. Zoro fights Pika, one of the top 3 officers of the Don Quixote family. Pika is strong, but Zoro defeats him easily, and that helps a lot. But honestly, Sabo or Fujitora could have handled him too. So even though Zoro had a cool fight, the crew would have been fine without him. Next is the Wano arc. Sure, Zoro and King's fight was amazing, but let's be real, Marco could have handled King, so Zoro wasn't really needed in that fight, but he was needed in the rooftop battle. Zoro was up there with Luffy, Law, Kid and Killer, fighting Kaido and Big Mom. He even managed to scar Kaido. At one point, Luffy literally took a nap mid-battle because he knew Zoro would protect him. That shows how much trust Luffy has in Zoro. If Zoro wasn't there, Kaido might have killed Luffy right then. So now let's count. Zoro was truly needed in total 6 arcs. Arlong Park, Whiskey Peak, Alabasta, Enies Lobby, Thriller Bark and Wano. Without him, the crew would have either died or failed to move forward. Now Egghead arc is finished. Do you think without Zoro, the Straw Hats could have survived Egghead and made it to Elbaf? Was he really needed there too? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And you can also check out my this video where I explain what would happen if Kaido was at Marineford. Watch it right now.